3, 2, 1.
Cheers. Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. How did you guys come across us? Like, was it witches or
It was, yeah. So we were
Heck.
sitting here just like this. I think it was a Thursday night even, and I'm scrolling through TikTok, and this is exactly it. That song came on, and it was like an instant connection with it. Like it like the hook. It was like
Super
holy
good.
shit, and
Yeah.
I like stared across at him. I'm just like, holy
check
fuck,
this out, look.
listen to this. Like this is fucking sick. And then like I think I followed you guys, and then like maybe sent you guys a message or something like that, and then like you wrote back, and I was like, oh fucking hey, like, and then it was just sure enough, I was like, let's fucking get these guys on the podcast here.
absolutely?
Hell yeah, thanks, brothers.
Here
Oh,
we are.
man.
We're in the room where we wrote that track, actually. So we're
in the room where it happened.
It's like, is that your? Is that like the jam space?
This is it. Yeah. Can we turn the? Well, maybe we'll film a tour. Maybe you can interject a fucking tour video later. It's a
Yeah.
it's a crazy. We exist in a hot dog. It's like maybe 5 feet across, and then like very very lengthy. You know.
Yeah.
But it's a great place. You know, it fits 3 guys perfectly. Glad we're doing this podcast online though, because there's no fucking way we could get anyone else in here.
yeah, we're in the basement of this like old warehouse in Toronto, and like we don't even have a bathroom. Like
Oh,
this
shit.
is pure discretion advised, but we piss outside.
Yeah.
Don't go over shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piss outside, piss
Yeah.
out by the fence, or yeah,
Been there. Yeah. Been there.
shit before you come here and shit after. 'cause
Yeah. Make sure
I
you
can't
got
help you.
business taken
Yeah.
care of. That's wicked, man.
Across the street is it's like a pork rendering factory though. So we have no problem pissing on the walls of it because it smells like absolute
It's fucking brutal, dude.
poop.
Yeah,
So
it sucks.
how long have you guys been there?
We swear on
You can swear.
Can
Yeah.
we
You
swear?
do whatever you want.
Yeah, swear.
Swear.
Yeah.
5 swears.
Swear.
Potentially,
Five
more
swears,
swearing the
yeah.
better.
It's more natural. It's more natural that way.
Yeah. You just do you. It's cool.
We haven't been here. Well, okay, so like we haven't been here too long because we haven't been in a band too long. But Owen, when did you rock up here? Because we only started coming here, the 3 of us, because Owen.
Yeah, we found this place. Well, I found this place with a couple other buddies in like 2020. I think what we call 2020. The Strumbellas and like this other band, Little Kid. They were like looking for somebody else to take over this space, and I'm like, holy shit, I know the Strumbellas. They speaking of TikTok, they got a big thing going on there or whatever. And so we were like, yeah, if any chance to get signed to the Strumbellas fucking label, fine. Yeah, I'll spend $500 on a studio. We're people of opportunity. But then it actually turned out that it was a nice space, and they're long gone now, but we kept it. It's I mean, it's a great deal for. I don't know if you guys know about Toronto prices, but
Yeah.
this is like the cheapest you can get in the city. So
Yeah, no
it's
kidding.
pretty good.
They just had to take out the bathroom in order.
Yeah.
That's sick. I love it. Yeah.
So you were saying like you guys haven't been a band for that long. Like, tell me, how did it all come about? Like, how did you guys get together?
Oh, geez. I mean, like, well, Liam, we met like years ago at.
Yeah, we met. Elliot and I met at a really terribly put together house show in Ottawa, in like a basement venue in Ottawa, and we initially got along really well because it was my band, his band. This was like 2018, and 2 other like local bands who were super young, and so Elliot and I had like been around enough that we knew how to like, you know, advance a show. And like, you start an email thread and you say, hey, we're going to share this gear. This is when everybody should be there. Like the basics, right? And these other 2 bands were just absolutely useless. And so Elliot and I reached out to each other and we were like, dude, let's just get on the phone and figure this out, because we were both coming from out of town and we wanted to make sure that like everything was going to be okay. So we got on the phone, and the first 20 minutes we just spent shitting on the other 2 bands. And immediately, like, we bonded immediately over.
Nothing like some shit talk
Yeah.
to bring
Yeah.
everyone together.
Yeah.
A little bit of local band rivalry. You gotta
Yeah.
love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember distinctly we went to play the show, and I think like it was the band. It was the like first band played, second band played, and then either I was gonna play or you were gonna play. And the drummer of the second band, he was like Neil Peart. He had like 10 cymbals, a circle of drums around him, and their set finished, and he just sat there and was like marveling in his playing, and he was like, "Yeah, that was a great set." And we're all sitting side stage, just like, "Dude, get the fuck
Get out
off
of here.
the stand, off the stage." And he's like slowly packing up his like 20 drums, and it was just like, "Dude, we're in a basement in Ottawa. What are you doing?" Anyway, that's how we bonded.
Yeah, so
That's wicked.
yeah, that's our trauma dump. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, me and Liam met years ago, and then we just like kept up, and since we were both in Toronto, we were just kind of like kicking around the scene rat type stuff. But Owen's from BC, and he and I met on TikTok. Actually, believe it or not, in some comment section during the GameStop stocks shortage.
That's
Oh
right.
shit!
It's insane. Like, I don't know. We just somehow wound up in the same thread, and then it's like, oh, this guy's a Canadian musician. What the hell? And then we met in person at a Halloween party of a mutual friend or whatever, and that was now like whatever 2021 or something. But then like we've all been hanging out, and we made. I guess you guys met. We made a mockumentary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to drop this.
Yeah,
This is history.
Yeah, so we basically with my like former bandmate and Owen's roommate Cam Cahin. With him, we made this like mockumentary where we basically had like a fake boy band, and me, Owen, and Cam were in this like rap trio, and then Liam was our fake manager, and that's how we got the PBR hookup. Because the whole time in the mock, we drink PBRs.
Oh,
So when we did a screening at our friend's house, shout out Nikki, like who's like a PR whiz, like she works at the CBC as a producer and is just like a very brilliant mind for media. She contacted PBR and was like, "Hey, like I'm screening this film, if you could call it that, 38 minute thing that we made on our camcorder." But yeah, so like and they just gave us a bunch of beers basically for the thing, and because we were shouting them out, and now we just have a strong relationship with PBR. Shout out PBR, best beer in the biz.
perfect.
Best
Yeah,
business.
no,
For real.
cheers. Here we go.
Cheers, let's
That's
go.
so funny that we're all PBRs.
Cheers.
But so then I guess you guys met kind of when we were making that, which is called Wingham Park. And then one day me and Owen were real hammered at this bar called Poppers in Toronto. And we were both sort of raving about our artistic, pursuits and our passion and what we really wanted to be able to do, which was hang out and, waste a bunch of Monday nights. And then we tagged Liam in as the drummer. And in the text that I sent him, I was like, "Hey, buddy, like, how are your drum chops these days?" And Liam's never played drums in a band, so like I got to give this guy huge ups because like we're the first band he's ever played drums in. He's a very talented
Sick.
drummer, but like it had never been on full display. And he was like, "Oh, pretty good. Why?" I was like, "We're thinking about starting a band, and shotgunning the occasional PBR was the exact message."
Oh,
He said,
man.
"I'm your guy," was the response that I got. So that's how the band started. Was kind of just like on that whim, really.
Perfect
Send
response.
you a
Perfect
screenshot of
response.
that.
Yeah. Put that up on the TV.
Yeah, we can frame that. I got that screenshot in my photos.
I'm your man.
Have you
Yeah, I'm your man. Shock, throw me a beer. I'm gonna fucking Stone Cold Austin slam this motherfucker.
That's wicked. That's so cool.
So you had that kind of little hookup with that PR lady. Is that how you got a little feature on the CBC Hockey Night in Canada?
Oh no, like
That's crazy.
yeah, no, like well, Nikki, who was you're referring to our friend who got us the beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, honestly, she was just doing us a solid and throwing a great party at her house. We have a publicist.
This is also actually, ironically, the lady that got us the beer does work for the CBC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she does. Yeah, but
True, yeah.
not affiliated with our Hockey Night Connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Frankly, we just emailed Sportsnet and they hit us back within like 15 minutes. And like the craziest thing is like I've
Wow.
reached out to them before about various projects because like we've had a lot of former bands and stuff, and like we work in music, like doing admin for other bands and stuff. So I've emailed that email about a lot of stuff and got ghosted a million times. And then Buddy just hit us back and was just like, "Oh yeah, this is a great tune. I can put it on this Saturday." And it played in the Leafs Pens game, and then it was on for like 3 weeks. And they just had our other song "Getaway" play on Saturday in the Canucks Seattle game. So I don't know. They just like the music, which is a blessing, really. And but yeah, that was more just like dumb luck and a bit of elbow grease in the email thread.
Yeah. No, it
that's sick. Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to just fucking go for it and ask, right? It doesn't hurt to just ask.
Yeah, worst case they don't respond. Really, like that's really worst case scenario. That's like how we've
Yeah.
done everything, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the worst thing they could say is, please stop making music.
Yeah, I always feel like that. Like, I never email anyone on the record because I feel like they're gonna be like, dude, no. And also, you should be embarrassed for asking. Like,
Are you 30? You're still making music?
yeah, grow up and work as a dentist, which is a great job.
Yeah. Well, that would be a good fallback plan for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotta go.
I don't know if I want
Yeah,
to pick
we-
at people's teeth. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh man.
Neither of you guys are dentists.
No.
Not even a bit. No,
No.
not even
Okay.
like a little bit.
How are you guys at the dentist? Like, I was at the dentist today, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you may experience a bit of discomfort while this is happening. Like, let me know if you want me to stop." And I'm kind of just like honestly, like I will experience some discomfort, but like just run that shit because like the reality is like if you stop, we're just gonna have to reboot, and I'll just be in a further state of fatigue. You know?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, no, dentist not my favorite of appointments.
not.
to-
Certainly
to
not.
get. I just had actually a filling that cracked, so I'm just like, when you can't stop putting
no.
your
You can't stop touching it with your
yeah,
tongue.
your tongue.
That whole thing.
Yeah, you're constantly touching with your tongue. It's the fucking
Stop,
worst.
dude. Don't do that. That sounds awful.
Yeah, you're stimming.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. That's what it is. That's called
Yeah.
ODD, my friend.
No, that's a whole other thing there. No, but no, that's fucking awesome. Any you guys? So you guys are hockey fans as well, then, or no?
Big time.
Yeah, of
dude.
course.
Yeah.
Leafs, or who's the Leafs fan of the bunch?
That would be me.
Hey.
Easily.
Toronto born and bred.
Let's go. I'm also
I mean-
a Leafs fan.
Dirty old Leafs.
Nice.
Because you guys are in Calgary, right?
Grand Prairie.
We're in Grand Prairie.
Oh,
Grand
great.
Prairie.
Oh,
Oh,
excuse
cool.
me. Sorry, I'm
What
way
the hell,
off,
bro?
man.
What the hell?
Jeez.
Dude.
I didn't
what?
do my research.
Yeah, but originally we're from Newfoundland originally,
originally,
so we moved out here 20-ish
Okay,
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that because I listened to the episode that you guys did with Strombo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But congrats, that was an awesome. I love that conversation.
Oh yeah,
Awesome, man. Appreciate
it,
that. Yeah,
It was
that
kinda-
was the most spur of the moment thing ever.
Yeah.
But it was sweet. So
We had like an hour and a half notice.
yeah, it was pretty.
Damn.
We were like,
Yeah.
oh,
No way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like we've kind of been like, we got to hit up Strombo at some point here, and so we had some notes. And I mean, he's Strombo. Like
You're right.
we've been following him since like he started Loud and like came off Edge. You know what I mean? Like that far back. You know what I mean? Like it's been a while. Like we've known him since the beginning. So the history was kind of in there anyway. Like we're huge music people. Like Much Music was Golden God
Yeah.
as kids, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
Strombo was that was sick. But it was unreal to be like, yeah, you want to chat? Like, okay, right now, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
cool.
we will do that right now.
Sure. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
talked to him about mostly his hockey night era, right? I mean, that's the golden moment. For me.
Yeah, that was probably the peak, eh? For the,
That's
Yeah.
that's definitely. Yeah, that's definitely.
It's
So,
nice to see some culture happening here. You know, that was a cool crossover. I don't know why they didn't. I you know, I was on the West Coast. I'm a BC boy, so I don't think I paid. I mean, I can't watch the broadcast if it's all like Leafs.
right. I get it.
Dude.
Yeah, for real. I'm a Habs
are they-
fan too, even though I'm born and bred Toronto. But
Oh,
you know, I'm a contrarian, I suppose. But it's a familial thing, so don't blame me. It's genetic.
Yeah.
Blame my
Yeah,
Toronto
yeah.
Leafs.
As is most sports team,
yeah.
Like, it's-
Like I'm a
yeah.
Hawks. I'm a Hawks fan.
right? And you were born into it. And
Oh,
I-
100%. I'm not allowed in my house unless I say that.
You said Hawks?
Yeah.
Oh no way. Okay, cool.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's so weird, eh? Yeah. Everybody's like, what the hell is wrong with you? But that's it's in the system. It's in the
Yeah.
system. It's totally against the
In the
Leafs.
it's in the system.
Institutional.
So, boys, growing up, like I know, I mean, obviously we're older and whatever, but growing up, like what was your favorite tunes and stuff like growing up? What's your favorite bands, that kind of stuff growing up?
We're all huge Zeppelin fans for
Shut
sure.
the fuck up. We're not doing that right here. This is an important moment for us.
Yeah,
We
so-
can't get this wrong.
So,
Just say it, bro.
I think,
Just say it. Just say it.
what was that? Last week we discovered that
On Monday.
this guy here in the middle, named Owen, does not like Led Zeppelin. Uh,
Yeah.
it was
That's a hot
Is it
take.
tough?
I'm not a Beatles
It's
fan.
not
Tough moment for us in
Right.
the band.
It's not a hot take, guys. It's totally a normal take.
It's at least a
think we're
lukewarm
really-
take.
It's got a little warm on. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's nice. I mean, it's nice to have, it's a conversation point. At the end of the day, if I was just to say like, oh, I like all the bands everyone else likes, the podcast is done.
That's right.
So
That's true because
Right.
we're all like, yeah, man, that's so cool.
That's true.
note toast fucking band. Thank God I don't like Led Zeppelin, by the way. Like, there's something to talk about. Jeez.
So why don't you like Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin?
What?
And
How did they hurt you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how did they hurt the world?
Okay,
Really? And
yeah.
let's, hey, that's my fucking turn, by the
That's
way.
I
Jesus
thought you were
Christ. Okay. We also discovered that I'm not a big Radiohead fan either, and it's the same kind of issue where I understand.
on
Like
board.
I
I'm
love
on board.
a Zeppelin song, obviously "Stairway,"
I love a Zeppelin song.
but I think that there's like a level of, and this is going to be crazy because my favorite band is the Beatles, but there's a level of the fan base that just is fucking insufferable, dude. And I just can't. I just can't really enjoy an artist when people are over exaggerating their importance.
Yes, the amorphous Led Zeppelin fan base, the single organism that we know.
They're all the same.
I find that critique
Leaf fans
so,
and Zeppelin fans.
I just find that critique so fucking shallow.
But it's so right.
Okay,
It doesn't.
there's-
It's just because it's shallow doesn't mean it's not fucking right, dude.
Yeah.
you
Owen,
can say
Owen,
that about any fan base that has ever existed.
I literally started with
Anything.
I'm a Beatles fan.
I
I
am-
understand the
No, but-
assignment,
no, but
but the
not even
Beatles are
Beatles.
so good
Literally,
that even though people are like that,
literally,
every
wait.
fan
I
base.
got the ultimate
Hey, this is good.
neutralizer here, which is I got the ultimate neutralizer on
Tears
this.
for Fears.
that's a good band.
Bottom
Hey.
line.
Love it.
Like
Okay, sorry.
Owen's authority on classic rock is immediately neutralized by the fact that he's never listened to Dark Side front to back.
It's not a good record.
But what
You
I
have to say-
Oh.
Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. One of my favorite bands growing up was Pink Floyd.
I never said my
Absolutely.
favorite band, bro.
Yeah, you did the Beatles.
Oh yeah, shit. I love the Beatles.
I feel like
Shit.
it's funny. Like your podcast is centered around the year 1985, and we just leapfrogged that and went
Yeah.
right back to the late.
Oh, we leapfrog it
We don't even talk about
from
it
the
really.
beginning. We never even we
We
don't even
don't.
talk about the 80s at
We
all.
don't highlight the 80s in any fashion.
That's hilarious.
It's very confusing
It's
to a
literally
lot
just
of guests.
all it has to do with that's the year that we were born. Because me and him are like childhood buddies, right? Like we've known each other since we were like little kids, kind of thing.
Oh, man,
So
that's
awesome.
the whole thing is we're born the same year, so it's the year is 1985. So it's kind of like we showed up, on that year or whatever. So and here we are doing a podcast kind of thing or whatever. Like that's kind of the premise or whatever. So yeah, but
Beautiful.
so we don't talk about the 80s though.
No.
We skip that generally speaking.
Well, let's flip it back though. Let's say what are our favorite band? We'll go around, and you guys too. You guys can even start. What is our favorite band from the '80s? You guys first.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
From the 80s, oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna
That's a-
say it's
that's a-
like it's technically 70s, but I'm gonna say it's 80s, and I'm gonna say Van Halen.
Okay,
Yeah,
good
that's
choice.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
A couple of Indonesian
My
guys.
my dad hates Van Halen.
What the hell?
Go for it,
Oh,
man.
Yeah, well, I'm a from the 80s. I think I do love the hair metal to an extent.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm a sucker.
it was
I'm a
good
sucker.
for what it is. Like, I mean, I like Motley
Yeah.
Crue. I like Scorpions. Like,
Yeah, I don't
Like-
take it seriously, but it's fun to listen to.
yeah, I don't.
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
though? Scorpions are legit.
Scorpions
like
are
that.
deadly. Handy on that.
Like they were doing outside hair metal. Like
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Cool.
I like yeah. It's kind of yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like,
'Cause I like a lot of
born
this,
in the 80s.
Like 70s bands that transition, like had their kind of pinnacle in the early 80s. Like I like those bands more than
Yeah.
most 80s bands, kind of thing. Like, because I don't say GNR. I mean, they're in the 80s, but I don't really like GNR, kind of thing. So I can't go that route. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Van Halen on that.
he,
For an 80s band.
DNR's.
I think Owen mentioned Tears for Fears as well, and
Yeah,
that's
there
a
we
huge-
go.
Yeah,
There you
Tears
go.
for
huge thing for
deadly.
me. Like, there, Everybody Wants to Rule the World was the #1 song when I was born.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
So like that's we've gone over that on the podcast before and stuff too. So that's up there too.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
I don't know if you knew this, but the original name for that song was "Everybody Wants to Have a Podcast."
I would imagine it was. Sounds about right.
Everyone
That's
does
the
have a
number one trend in 2025. 40 years later, everybody wants to have a podcast.
Handy.
Yeah, we were
Um,
2000
okay.
late
I'm
on
gonna
that.
I'm
but-
gonna say
Honey.
like this is actually a bit of a fuck up because like the first record dropped in '79, but I feel like they came to prominence in the '80s, which is Talking Heads.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
yeah.
call. Good call.
You know, I think that's kind of, but I would say like in tandem with that is like, you know, like the Pixies for sure. Also on a flip side of what sonically would have been happening, but yeah.
Nice.
I'm
Good
gonna
call.
let the pod dog in here.
The pod dog wants to.
Wait, no way.
All right, ask the pod dog his favorite. 80s
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
Dogs are
Double dogs. Here we go.
Two pod dogs going ballistic.
All right,
There we go.
that's a lot of crosstalk. 2 pod dogs.
Yeah, there's two
Honestly,
dogs.
fuck. It's definitely got to be Billy Idol. Like, let's be real.
Oh,
Like,
Billy Idol's
yeah.
good.
Face, like, come
It
on.
dep- I think too,
good.
you got to look at it from like a semi-genre angle too, right? Like you got to kind of like what we're kind of in the genres, because there's a lot of good bands that you kind of like. There's a lot of good punk rock that came
Yeah.
out in the '80s, technically speaking, and like the Cult came out in the '80s. They're deadly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff too. So it's a bit of it. '80s was a weird one. It was like early '90s. It had a bunch of one-hit wonders after grunge kind of fell off a little. Like strange time kind of thing. It led to what's going on now to a certain degree, but.
Were the Clash big in the 80s, or was that the late 70s?
Oh,
I think that's-
both, I think. I'm pretty sure because Joe Strummer died in like in the '80s, late '80s or whatever it would have been.
Combat Rock was an '80s record, you
Was
know,
it?
like, and that has Rock the Casbah as well as Straight to Hell, which was sampled by MIA for Paper Planes. So that's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
that's right.
transcendental moment for that guitar riff. But
That's the best song ever. Paper Planes.
Oh,
yeah, facts. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Fuck Led Zeppelin, bro.
MIA, baby.
Yeah, did Led Zeppelin have a song in the soundtrack for you know,
I couldn't.
fucking
Pineapple
Slumdog
Express.
Millionaire, you know what I mean? Like, let's see Led Zeppelin do that.
Yeah.
Zeppelin don't put their songs on anybody's soundtrack
Yeah.
except their own.
Yeah,
They've had a few Ford commercials, I
I
think.
hate Led Zeppelin, dude.
Really?
Maybe, yeah.
Clip
I get why people could not like Led Zeppelin. To be fair, same reason I get why people don't like Tool. Essentially. Yeah. Right.
See,
Like,
guys?
So like I'll be right
What's
out there honest. I don't like the Beatles, and not that I don't like them, but they're not my favorite. But I'm like a Stones guy. You can
Yeah,
leave
oh,
now,
no.
sir. You can
Oh,
leave
you're
now.
a Stones guy.
There's no such thing as a Stones guy.
The laptop's coming down. Man. It's done.
Throw it,
No, they
flip
got-
the table, walk out.
Wild Horses is great.
I don't know.
yeah.
They're just I don't know. Like I'm more into the technology that the Beatles helped design and the sound engineers that those guys had is more interesting to me than the Beatles. I'm glad that the Beatles came along and forced that, but in the same light,
Right.
like they wouldn't even been able to do it if they didn't have the 3 guys in the studio building equipment every day to be able to make multi-track recorders and tandem
They're
tape
kinda-
machines and all this
Yeah.
crazy stuff, right? Like I like that part of it more. And then I don't know, Stones are just cooler. That's really it.
That's
False.
that is.
God damn it, dude.
I was hoping you were going to say that as your thesis. Stones are just cooler.
100%. That's the title and the
You
the
know
whole
what?
thing.
Like, the Beatles are four little nerds
Yeah.
who are super talented and wrote a bunch of good songs.
Oh yeah,
Just
no
don't-
doubt about that.
Cooler.
Yeah, no. Keith
They were
Richards
just cooler.
is the cool-
Yeah, I don't know.
Keith Richards is the coolest motherfucker
Hard to get
of
past
the
that.
bunch.
Like I seen them guys in Halifax. I mean, those dudes were in their late 60s, maybe even early 70s at that point. And like Mick Jagger was like 4 feet in front of me, and he looked like he was 21. Like that dude gives her, man. I mean, his face didn't obviously. Like he looks like a boot, but like you know what I mean. Like he was up there. Like he had way more energy than like most shows I've ever seen in my life.
We can't keep talking about this because obviously Sir Paul just played SNL. You guys are just totally missing the point here, man. This is ridiculous. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
We literally went
This is
from
getting
like,
heated.
are you guys hockey fans to like just us three just
Straight into
bickering.
the most controversial
Fuck.
music subject of all time.
Fuck Led Zeppelin. No.
I love it.
Honestly, you probably would have got a more straight answer if you asked us who is the greatest band ever, and then we would have argued less than who is your favorite band when you were growing up. Like we didn't even get to that,
Yeah,
man. Oh my
exactly.
god.
Just love it.
Wow.
Just straight to the controversy. Straight to the controversy. I love it.
Is this
Hell
has
yeah.
this been a This has been brewing for a while, or what? From you guys?
Just since Monday.
So we're picking a fresh scab here. Is what's happening.
Fresh, yeah, it's a fresh
Yeah, the
wound.
problem is that it's so fresh because we literally talked about this last week.
and then you brought it up.
Yeah, love it. Perfect.
Bring-
Love it. That's
Oh
wonderful.
man,
Super
Good,
fun.
good TV, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
what? Owen, what's the worst song by Led Zeppelin?
The worst song by Led
Oh
Zeppelin.
God, he doesn't even
It-
know.
If you
It's
say
not-
"Fool in the
not-
Rain," I'm gonna lose my
It can't
mind.
be. Yeah, it can't be Stairway either.
He
Like,
doesn't. He doesn't know 90% of their discography, which is the problem.
Well, also that's not a problem. That's actually a benefit to me. I don't have to listen to 90% of that fucking shit, dude.
Right.
I love it, but you should listen to
Well-
Physical Graffiti.
Like, who gives a fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
dude. John Bonham's gonna come back from the dead.
Add Jimmy Page in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Dude,
oh,
honestly,
let
man.
us open up. Yeah.
Oh man.
Fuck you.
I mean, to be fair, like they did a lot of those early blues. You know, they did rip a lot of that early.
They
blues,
stole a lot of
American
people's
blues.
stuff. I was reading a controversy about that the other day in the Reddit forums. Same thing. People are like, "Oh, Led Zeppelin ripped everybody off." I'm like, "Man, they did. Hell yeah!" And then, but the other
Hell
side is,
yeah.
but the India,
Give me a hell yeah,
brother, yeah, brother. But in the other light of it, they brought all these like unknown American people to the UK, and then they became famous because they wouldn't have in the state of the United States at that point. That's the kind of non-political point I'll put on that kind of thing.
No, I think the entire like British invasion and like the next 10 years, like that's a huge part of it. Is like Americans weren't actually realizing how amazing the American music that was all around them was, and Zeppelin was a big part of that. And I completely give them their flowers. It's just too bad they're a fucking terrible band. But other than that, like
I
awesome,
love it,
dude.
love it, love it. So
Oh,
good. I love the controversy.
fresh. Yeah, it's a fresh wound.
So we'll leave it at there now. We'll let you guys fight that out. So what are you guys up to these days? We heard you got a new single coming up on the horizon. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Discuss.
Honestly, me and Liam wanted to do a Led Zeppelin cover, but Owen vetoed that shit. So instead, we wrote a song called "Annihilation," which is about what Owen wants to do to himself when we talk about Led Zeppelin too much. No, but the track's called "Annihilation." Yeah, it's coming out April 10th. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what is there to say about the tune? It's probably like, so we're dropping an EP in June, and I feel like this song is probably the most like, you know, I wouldn't call it the heaviest song because that's a song called "Rat Boy Fuck," which is gonna drop
Yeah.
also shortly thereafter, and that's like a bit of a tongue-in-cheek like hardcore punk song. But I feel like "Annihilation" is like, in a way, sort of like I feel like a climax for me on the record. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very Dead Kennedys. It's very fucking Dead Kennedys. So it's like punk and it's hard, but it's also got it's very like groovy still at the same time, I feel like honestly, Holiday in Cambodia, I didn't realize at the time, but it's given that pretty hard.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's just like slightly more hi-fi in its recording.
Mhm. Slightly.
Yeah, and I think that so like I mean this is like a deep cut moment for the people who watch this and get to be privy to this information. But like so basically like the EP, the way it's gonna run is that like when we recorded the EP live off the floor. So like for the music nerds, like no metronome, just like us playing the music, and then like very minimal overdubbing.
Fuck yeah.
Like some doubling of some guitars at some moments and like punching in some vocals and stuff. But like for the most part, it's like what you see is what you get. And we did that as a way to kind of like, make sure that just we were being really honest about the representation of the music. And there wasn't ever going to be a moment of like, how do we do this live? Like we just wrote everything so that it would be the way it is. But with Annihilation, like there's a song that comes before it called Moon and Pisces. And like, we did it in one take. So like between the two songs, we played for like 9 minutes straight. And Annihilation is the second one. So by the time we get into that track, like we've been cooking, and like I feel like you can kind of feel it in the tune where it's like we're really like there's some moments where like we're going pretty fast, but we're also getting kind of tired, and it's like as if we're really working the like the song itself, and the song is working us. And I think that that's like what really is like a charming thing about it is like it's about to come off the rails, at times, and then it obviously like. We glue it back together, but it's about like the comfort in the chaos there a little bit.
Dude, like I
I
almost
like
got
I like it.
cold shivers on my arm when you were explaining that. That's
Yeah.
fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I like it. That was good. You should write that down. Put it somewhere.
I'm glad that
That's
we're
the one.
recording.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, we put it here. We put
Whatever
it
that is, put it somewhere. There it is.
Like,
But it's, yeah, like that's 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 what I did for a long time. Was like I was an audio engineer for a long time. So like that was my favorite thing to do, is just get people in a room and just make them play against each other, and then kind of fill in later, right? Like there's something I catch exactly what you mean. There's a vibe to the whole thing when everybody's looking at each other, just like it would be, at the club or at their jams, whatever the deal is. That's the grooviest. I love
you're
that.
in the
Dude.
fucking zone, man.
That's like what like In Utero sounds like to me, right? Like they're playing together, but then they just add some meat, right? Like you just you're slicking it up a little bit, right? You add little parts, and technically you can probably pull it off live or close, which is awesome. And especially now, I mean, you can kind of get away with a little bit more because you got a little more technology. So hell yeah, I like that. I'm interested. I can't wait to hear that shit. It's gonna be fucking wicked.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, hope you like it, dog. I think we're pretty excited about it too. To be honest, it's just been a lot of fun to make the heaviest shit we've ever made in our lives. It's crazy.
Yeah, for real. Like, I do think like we've all made a lot of music, but from start to finish, I feel like this project is, I mean, I can't speak for Owen and Liam, of course, but for myself, like, especially with Annihilation, like, there's something very pointed about it, and like, I would say that it's like a political song, but like, not in the sense that like we're that it's about punditry, or that it's like, oh, we know how to like analyze the world politically. It's almost feels more like kind of like documentarian, where it's just like things are fucked up right now, no matter who you are. And the song is about experiencing the decay of that state that you're used to, and witnessing, no matter who you are, witnessing like the collapse. You know what I mean? Because we all stand under the thing that is collapsing. So it's like kind of insane to try and feign the confidence that you can hold it up. Not to be a defeatist about it, but it's like
No, man, that's fucking sick. And like for you, like you guys, like how often do you guys practice? I mean, you guys to be able to do that, one take, and like, I mean, this shit doesn't just happen, right?
You want to take that one, Liam?
you were nodding your head.
Yeah, I liked the energy you were giving off there. I want to see
Yeah,
what you have to say about that.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward answer.
Go ahead and give it, bro.
Then say
Yeah,
something.
spit it out.
The answer is yes. I'm sure they.
Yeah. The answer is, how often do you practice? Yes.
Yes.
That's all we're doing.
Nod your head, yes.
As poetic as Elliot just got with his last answer, but it's twice a week.
Yeah.
Twice is the answer. But we've also been playing a lot of shows as well. We played Guelph in Ontario, if you guys are familiar.
Yes.
Like 3 times in the past couple months, twice in the last weekend. So that's our new favorite city. We're gonna move there soon.
Can't wait.
Guelph is the
Actually?
shit. Shout out to Guelph,
Yeah.
Ontario. Those people know how to fucking party.
That's sick.
But yeah, twice a week. Twice a week is the answer. It's very concrete. There's no nuance there.
You're killing it.
No
I will
exceptions.
say, though,
No
there's a
exceptions.
bit more to it. Just in the sense that it's like, I feel like being in a band is like being in a relationship, where it's kind of like, if you go on a first date with somebody and then you take a look at your schedules and you're like, oh, I'd love to hang out again. And then you're like, oh wait, I can't see you for like 6 weeks. It's like, oh, that's kind of a problem. But it's like
Yeah.
being in a band is kind of the same vibe. It's like being in a relationship. It's like we hang out all the fucking time. Like we practice from like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. twice a week, and like that's the music work. But it's like we probably hang out Friday, Saturday night at some party. Liam and I have been sharing an office for our day jobs. Like me and Owen are like linking up for like lunch meeting. It's like we're working on it every day in some capacity. It's just like the instruments are in our hands like for 8 hours a week, basically, if we're not doing a gig. You know what I mean? Like that's just like the writing and the rehearsal time and stuff.
Yeah, I think also we're tremendously blessed to be like, we've been doing music in our own forms for so long. And so like when we do get together, we all have a lot of experience, so we can just pretty much mesh right away.
Yeah.
But it is true that like that becomes just one facet of like the relationship is what makes the art, honestly. Like the fact that we get together and listen to music, or just like get together and drink beers and then play pool. We don't even do that. But like,
We
that's
do
a good
say-
example of something that would happen to regular guys that hang out. I don't know what
We-
the fuck we do.
What the regular guys do?
Yeah, but we do stuff like that. I just can't fucking place what the hell we usually do with our time. But it's like moments like that,
I understand what you're saying.
hypothetically, that like, you know, help bond people together.
Oh, really? We just get together and we say, "Hey, man, I fucking hate Led Zeppelin." Well, you know what? I fucking love Led Zeppelin, so fuck you. That's
Yeah,
what fun
just
does.
just
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
being dudes.
Just dudes
Just
being
guys
dudes.
being dudes.
We get together twice a week. Mondays we rehearse. Thursdays we argue.
Mhm.
Um,
We call it
Wow.
de-rehearsing.
yeah,
Oh,
it's sort of like
yes.
dressing up
yes.
and then dressing down later in the week.
Mhm.
And we end at net zero every week, and then we start again the next week.
Oh, sick.
So
That's
how
that
has
one's big.
you're like you just played Guelph, and you got a bunch of shows coming up. Like you're kind of just at the start of the tour, would you say, or?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, the shows we're doing right now aren't even like kind of the tour yet, in the sense like we've been doing a lot of one-offs just to promote that song Getaway, like just like Ontario shows. But like the tour, which like that's gonna start in April. Like there's like we're doing a 9-show run through like Ontario and like the Maritimes and stuff. That's gonna start in April, and I feel like that's kind of like bundled, where it's kind of like, okay, like we're leaving home now, you know. Whereas like the shows that we've been playing lately, it's kind of like, I don't know, we drive an hour and a half to like some other city, and then we sleep in our own bed, you know. Like we're not
Right.
quite on that road dog van life yet, you know.
Yeah, are we like is that the plan though? Like for for the Maritimes and further, like would you guys be interested in ever coming out west here or?
For sure.
Do the,
Yeah,
do the cross
absolutely.
Canada trudge.
Yeah. What's the venue in Grand Prairie that people play at?
Oh,
Better Than Fred's.
Better than Fred's. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, super
be
super
good
cool
there.
spot. Yeah, phone them up. Get here, you'll
We'll
be
do
able to play.
one show and-
We can hook it up.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, like the thing, it's interesting, you know, like, so I mean, we've all done touring in varying circumstances with other projects, like, you know, whether that's like Canada or like states and like other, like even like Europe and stuff, like doing session work and things like that. And it's like, but for this band, it's kind of like, you know, we're in the real early days, you know. And so like the key thing is just like, you know, it's like with touring, I feel like it's like the wand chooses the wizard, you know, where it's
Nice.
like, you know, it's like we're gonna go where we know that it's gonna hit right away, and getting to the prairies from Ontario is crazy, because like you're gonna hit Sudbury for a show, and then you're gonna play Thunder Bay and then Winnipeg, and it's like those drives are getting longer and longer, you know what I mean? And then the thing is that once you get all the way to the other side, like going from BC, like if we play in BC, it's like, okay, so we made it across the Rockies, but we just played in every town along the way. And now what? We're just gonna drive back like without doing a show, kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So it's a quest for sure, but prairies would be the dream, really. Like especially to be able to do some summertime stuff. Like, man, there's some great festivals out there. Winnipeg Folk would be like, that's the dream. Holy shit, for sure.
Great festival. Although I think there's some contentious opinions about the lineup this year.
Led Zeppelin's headlining, dude.
Well,
Comedy.
what?
Guys,
Who is it? Who is the actual?
Who's on the lineup?
Show.
Who are we dealing with here? What's the controversy with this lineup?
Oh, it's just apparent. Okay, well, so backstory. I work at a booking agency as like my day job, and
okay.
my
Oh.
boss is from Winnipeg, and so he goes back with his family and rents an RV, and they go to Winnipeg Folk every year. So like they've been doing that forever, and they love the festival, and it usually has an awesome lineup, and apparently the lineup is just not as good this year. But I don't know if you guys had any opinions, but maybe you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen.
Haven't
the lineup.
seen that. No, Winnipeg's a little bit too far removed. Like I would, like it's not an easy. That's a long drive from here, kind of thing. Same
Yeah,
idea. Yeah, so I didn't get too involved with that. But same thing. There's some new ones coming up, like just outside Edmonton. Like Big Wreck is headlining one night, Sam Roberts another night, and a country night, which is I don't know who that is, but so they got is like Pigeon Lake is that one, and then there's a new one I just seen the other day that just came up that I think also has Big Rec playing at it. So there's a couple of new ones coming up around here now, and I know they're working on one for here. I think at some point that's kind of in the works too. So should be some cool stuff. But yeah, this Pigeon Lake thing really was sick. Like it just showed up and it had all these sick bands, and it's like this is weird. It's like
Yeah.
a second year for it, maybe a third year for it, but the lineup looks good.
No way. That's
Sweet.
awesome.
Yeah, and congrats to Big Rec for just getting their fucking numbers up like that. That's crazy.
They're the boys. They're the boys.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They're
There's
awesome.
nothing like
Right.
Ian Thorne, the guitar tone, my friend. I tell you something right now.
Definitely,
Legends, dude.
probably
Very
one of my
Led
favorites.
Zeppelin inspired.
Don't
actually.
don't do it.
No,
dude.
I'm serious. Like straight up Led Zeppelin inspired.
Oh, 100%. It is real. Like super well crafted music, like bunch of Berkeley music students making music, like super.
Liam went to Berkeley. Eh?
Hey,
Oh!
that's two Berkeley alumni on the podcast.
Hey,
now. Hey-o.
congrats, fucking A.
Wait, did you guys have Ian Thornley on the podcast?
No, man, no, but that would be sick. Ian, man, if you want to come on the podcast,
I wish. Throw that out there.
But no, there's a local guy, Arjun Roy. He still works with them. Like he built a bunch of studios in the probably like 10 years ago with them. So he started at the New York campus and he worked in Spain, and of course he went to like Boston, Berkeley. But yeah, he's a real rad dude. He just got the studio up and running here at the college. Very nice little. Boy's got a little SSL in there and a couple other little ditties. Like it's pretty nice. It's way nicer than I thought it was going to be for a college studio. It's like holy shit, boys got some rad shit. So he's a real rad dude. We've had him on the pod, but yeah, he's a Berkeley alumni / employee.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he's a rad human.
Professional. So
Super
tell
professional.
us about that.
Yeah.
How was your experience with that?
It was good.
That was pretty cool.
We practice on Monday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Probably
I like school.
twice a week.
No, I'm laughing because I've always had a problem when people ask me that question. I always kind of get like a little bit too in the weeds with like it was an amazing experience, but like being surrounded by music school kids 24/7 can just be so exhausting because they're so almost like two-dimensional in a way where it's like music, and you start to look around and go like, do I even fit in with these people? Like I like other things too.
Yeah.
And I started laughing when you asked me the question because this always ends up being my answer, and then it sounds very negative. But I had a great time. Like there were so many amazing musicians that I played with that made me feel inferior every day. And that was like it's always great to play with people that are way better than you because it forces you to like get better yourself. But yeah, no, it was an amazing time. Boston's such a cool city too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like going to a school that has so many other people your age, or sorry, going to like living in a city and going to school in a city that has so many other people your age is such a like cool experience to have. I know like not everybody gets to have that experience because like going to a school in like a small town, like you're surrounded by other university kids, but like Boston was really special because there was every other block there was another school doing something else. So like if you wanted to get outside of the like Berkeley bubble, which is what everybody called it, you could go down the block and there was like 3 other schools. One was like a theater kid school, and then one was like you would go across the water and you'd be at like Harvard and MIT, and it was really cool. Really, really great experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I never thought of that other side of it though, too. Like being around so many gifted people as well. Like kind of
And like moving straight forward, like their whole thing is that I know what you mean because like not Berkeley, but I went to music school. You know what I mean? Like some people are like very straight ahead. Like that's all I'm doing, and that's the only thing they talk about. That's the only thing they do. That's it. Like that's all it is. I can understand that.
Yeah, well, and like if you take, I could possibly be talking out of my ass for this next 5 minutes, but when you take like a band like the Stones, like I think they met at art school.
Yeah.
Potentially, we'll look that up later.
Blur.
But yeah, Blur,
Mhm.
like bands that sort of are interested in other things I think they're able to be better songwriters because they can draw from life, whereas people who are just like they're just studying music in their basement and uh, you know are like whiz kids at music theory. I just don't find they have like much interesting to say.
Yeah.
They're like the most talented musicians you'll ever meet in your life, but when it comes to like writing songs, they're not like drawing from real life. They're just drawing from, the book that they learn their scales
Right.
from. So
Yeah.
I ran into that a lot at school. Um, and yeah, it was an interesting experience because I was like, oh, like it was funny. Like it made me hate bands like Led Zeppelin to go back to that in a serious way.
Like
Like
on a Berkeley, dude.
uh,
Fucking Christ.
no, because like I felt like I had to be listening to like this crazy like
Yeah.
jazz fusion
Yeah.
to fit. And all of the bands that I loved growing up weren't really accepted because they were just making 70s butt rock. Uh, but yeah, it took like getting out of that sort of bubble to realize like, oh, like the bands that I liked were fucking cool. Like the Stones were cool.
Yeah.
And there's like so much value in just like being cool. Like you don't have to be like academically gifted to have something interesting to say. So
Beautifully said.
great
yeah.
experience. I had a really good time.
I get what you're saying though. It's kind of like are you trying to engage your instrument, or are you trying to like engage culture?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like in order to engage culture, you have to experience it. Whereas like if you're just looking to be some sort of like technically proficient instrumentalist, then like you just have to look within and not without. But like to actually create something that's like salient culturally, like you have to consume like your zeitgeist. Like you got to breathe the air of like the thing that you want to. You have to examine something in order to give an opinion on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to live
You
life.
breathe it in to
Yeah.
breathe it out. Is basically what it's like.
Mm.
But like
Yeah.
that's what I found. It was almost like I found like it got to a point where you're like mocking things almost like or mimicking things or whatever. Not mocking, but mimicking is the word, I guess. Like you're like that's I understand what you mean. There's no like you're not trying something new. As much as it might get crazy, like you know what I mean. Like they're crazy musicians, and there's nothing to take away there. But it does.
just-
I know what you mean.
it's
It
like
doesn't
you-
go anywhere.
You're trying to color with 4 pencils
Yeah,
instead of having a
100%,
full box of
100%.
life experience, like you said, and different personal things that like how many times you had your heart broken. Like you're not going to get that same kind of feeling in the music
Yeah.
as if someone who's just like in a book constantly studying theory and constantly studying their scales and whatever. Like
Yeah, it's true.
it's not
It
going
is
to give
very
you
true.
that same kind of because I mean as much as music is a technical ability to play your instrument, you also have to have some kind of emotional kind of feeling
Yeah.
that you're expressing through the fucking thing too, right? Like I don't know.
I think also why AI is fucking stupid and why we're gonna be totally okay. Like the Turing test of actual like shading in the colors in a beautiful way is never gonna go away, man. Like you're totally right. There's human beings that are going to suffer from AI because they just read a book and they're like, I am this book. But like most people can actually appreciate like these deep and nuanced experiences that they've had, and like I don't know why I'm talking about AI now, but like
No, go ahead.
I mean, no, like I think also like
For our
to-
next chapter.
yeah.
no, but I think no, but I actually don't want to because
No,
I was
no,
gonna
I'm
say,
saying for our next chapter, here's AI.
oh yes, yeah. So like I think it's worth noting too, like and Owen, like I've heard you say this, like I mean we're working on a second EP right now, and like I think that the themes from the first blend into the second, but like you've described how
Yeah.
there's an aspect too of like lyrically, at least because you're the primary lyricist, it's like a lot of the music, not with Witches in the Dark and Getaway, but more with like Moon and Pisces and Annihilation and the music that's like yet to come on the first EP. Like it's kind of discussing like approaching the singularity and how like we are being removed from
Yeah.
our basic function of humanity. So I think it's a relevant topic to the band. It's like I think that's why you're talking about it. Like we talk about it often.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's this weird thing, and I don't know. This is also like I'm about to say the stupidest thing ever on a podcast, and I hope that this doesn't come back to bite me. But like we are living in a very good moment for self-expression and actually identifying our feelings and describing them. And that's bad for AI. Like, don't give AI your feelings, man. There's some nuances to the reality of life. Like, first of all, you should always talk about your feelings. It's amazing. We do it all the time. We do it in our music. But there's something cool about the nuance of how you can express yourself and your feelings that AI is not able to grasp. And like, it's these things. Like, like a computer can now synthesize a Harry Potter book and like make another one, and it's actually not that fucking bad. But it's fucking Harry Potter, you know. Also, I don't know
Yeah.
where I'm going with that bit, you know. But like, it is interesting that the one thing that's going to be really hard to ever synthesize outside of a human being is like how we react to somebody saying something that just in a tiny way makes us feel hurt, but we don't know how to describe that to them, you know. Like, maybe it's a commentary about something you're wearing and they don't even mean it in a negative way, but it makes you feel a certain thing. And like, that is what it is to be human. And we're so lucky that like that can't really be described properly.
Yeah.
like being human is messy,
Yeah, exactly.
and but AI is trying to like paint in fine strokes,
Exactly.
and it's not possible to recreate.
Yeah, I also like I think it's like the idea Owen keeps using this word to describe like some of the lyrics for the song Getaway, which is like the word abstraction. And it's like we basically like make we like, at least as artists ourselves, we make abstract things to describe basic things.
Yeah.
Because to describe a basic thing that we all know and understand of our lived experience in a basic way doesn't do the nuance of it justice. So we have to use these abstractions to, like, you know, describe something that is not abstract at all. It is our humanity. And it's very challenging for a robot to parse the differential like aspects between those two things of like what is, you know, I guess like the basic human experience versus the way to describe it that is
Yeah.
not so basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like music in and of itself is such a good like vehicle for getting thoughts across, because it fills in those gaps that are left by human language, right? Like,
Exactly.
we're
Totally.
not able to describe things. Like, if you take the English language, we're not able to describe some things, right? Some like feelings that we all feel, and like the way that we interact with the world. But like, music like brings out these emotions in us, and like, and can often like put emotions into us, right? And it's like we don't have words for some of these things, and I think that's what draws us to making music and listening to music and like living and breathing music, is like it allows us to like speak those gaps that exist in our language.
Yeah, and if I can actually add to what
Fuck
you're
AIs.
yeah. And by the way, fuck Led Zeppelin.
Zeppelin is AI. That's our problem.
Yeah, what we need is more AI Zepp.
So good.
But like what Liam's saying, actually, I want to add to that, dude, because I think like you're so right, and like this is a very, very weird, just like I'm prying a crack open in the crevices of my fucking mind to pull this memory out. But it's like
We practice twice a week.
From 7 till
Like,
11.
no. But like I just remember one time, like in COVID, I was like sitting on my couch, like super baked, and like I you know, I got issues now, but I had some issues then that were more rampant, as we all did, right? And but I was watching this this video that was a like a sort of like songwriting essay made by Dave Monks from Tokyo Police Club. Shout out to Dave. This guy's huge for the scene, and he has a really big heart too. And but he was doing this little like spiel about songwriting, saying, you know, like music, or rather, if we can differentiate between music and lyrics, you know, so the music is a thing that exists all around us because it is simply like frequency, and it is like the air shaking, and you know, music exists in bird song. You know, like music is created in ways that are well beyond the human psyche or our ability to render art. But lyricism is a thing that is derived from us, and also our language is very young. You know, like just if you think about the history of the world and when music would have been created in the universe itself versus like language, it's such a wide ratio, right? And what he was saying was like, that's why, you know, it's easy for someone maybe to pick up a guitar and like strum some chords, but the indecision can often come from, well, what does the song really mean, or what am I trying to say?
Right.
And it's like even insofar as what you're saying is that like linguistically we have shortcomings, and so we use music to, you know, like to deliver the message. It's like even further so, we have to make the language in the music, almost like fit into a different format and refresh the language that we use, as opposed to the way that we communicate verbally in a non-musical way like we're doing right now, just like chatting. Because like, when we try and like sing a song, like we have to, I'm losing it right at the end, but it's like, I guess like just like
Lock in.
I gotta drink some PBR lemonade. So close.
Let's lock in, boys. PBRs. PBRs.
Everybody's in. Everybody lock in.
Right now for how long I've been rambling.
Ramble on.
Yeah, ramble on.
Ramble on, baby.
Ramble on, man. Keep going. Keep going.
I mean, God, I'm shutting it down.
It's all coming back around now, folks.
I'm like, Liam, what you really said was so eloquent. And may I add that 5 years ago, when I was stoned on my couch, I saw this video. I'm shutting it down. But basically, yeah, language is bullshit. Words are bullshit, and the music is what is the vehicle for that.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
we're not going to agree with all of language is bullshit, but
no, I mean,
why we hate Bob Dylan.
yeah.
Oh man.
Fuck you, man.
He can take it easy on the words.
Yeah,
He can take it easy on the words sometimes.
AI can make you a song that has a C, G, and D, but like it's like I
not
said,
the
it's
same,
not
man.
the experience and the lyrics behind it, the meaning behind it, the feeling behind
yeah.
it is not going to ever reach that level where it's
Totally,
even remotely comparable to an actual moment in time that created a song
It's an
because of that.
experience
You know what I
versus
mean?
a description, right? Like to me, like the way that I describe, like I'm really interested in the AI and stuff. Like I think it's super cool. Like I in that way, but I also don't like it in a creative way. Like go away with that, but like use it as a
For
tool.
sure.
If you can
I
use
hear
it
it.
to your
Not going
advantage.
But it's like to me, it's like if somebody like your friend, your buddy, whatever knows you, and one day they suddenly show up with like a handmade wallet or a handmade whatever the thing is, like the thing you like, whatever that thing is. But it's like they made it for you. Like an AI can't do that. Like there's something about that, and I think that translates to music, to movies, to TV. You know what I mean? Like any type of art project that people are willing to look at. It can't do that. Like there's something about going to a live show. There's something about like live things that you can't like it just can't, because it's trying to like recreate. It reads you, even if you're just describing it, because you can only type it into a computer and it's reading the description of what you've typed, and now it's just become a mishmash of a bunch of people's descriptions of what it's like to be at a live concert or whatever. Like it's not an experience. It's not real. Like
No.
it's just not real.
I like what you were saying too, like how it's very hard for AI to like personalize things, and it's funny that like that's kind of what the tech bro, the companies are actually like trying to tap into, is like AI that can predict what you are going to do, what you're going to think, because it's like they're trying to sort of like read what is going to be most important to you in that moment. And I totally agree with you. I think that's such a hard thing to replicate, right? And it's like there is a difference between like a friend sort of reading your mind, or like seemingly reading your mind, and like coming to you with a gift that you're just like, what the hell, how did you know I would want this? And I just find it so interesting that like that is the experience that AI companies are really trying to tap into, because they understand like that is part of what makes us human, right? It's like the like, I don't know, the subverted expectations. But that's another thing that just like exists between things, that I just don't think AI is really going to master in a way that like makes us feel good.
I'll tell you how to make an AI that's perfect. That's it.
Here we go.
Hate Led
Go
Zeppelin.
through my internet cookies and like download all my shit.
You learn everything about a person, and you know exactly what to do for them, and then you don't fucking do it. You do it kind of wrong. That's what it is to as a human being. Where it's my best friend has good intentions, but they will never know exactly what it is that I want. And in them kind of fucking up a tiny bit, but still doing something good for me, that's like the human experience.
Exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. AI tries and thrives to be perfect, and it's the human element is not
It's not
designed to be that way,
Exactly.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to be like that.
It isn't just a 1 or a 0. Like that's the whole thing. Like it isn't just a
Exactly.
1 or a 0. And I mean, like, just we can get really off the rails with quantum computing and all this
Yeah,
stuff. But,
it's
Let's
happening.
start it.
but like,
Let's go.
right? So like, this is the alternative AI direction. Is I'll hit it. I'll do it. Then you got
Do it.
quantum computing angle of all this, because now you're not talking ones and zeros. Now potentially you're talking multiple dimensional,
Yeah,
which now is like,
Oh shit! You just blew my mind. Now, what's going on here with this?
So essentially, like for a quantum
Let's
compute, so everybody kind of has an idea of how the fucking here we go again. Conspiracy corner.
We're back. We're back. Conspiracy corner.
You ever hit a DMT pen?
Holy
No,
fuck.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
So
I do wanna
essentially,
know.
like everybody kind of knows how a computer functions. It's like a switch. You got a 1, you got a 0. Like, and it represents whatever information comes on the 1 and a 0 kind of thing. So you can only run one. Like you can run multiple computations at once, but it requires multiple processing of 1s and 0s. That's really all it truly amounts to. So in quantum world, it runs not necessarily like all the results, but all the possibilities that are available at all times at any moment. So like me
shit.
moving this mouse, there's also an alternate universe that I move it right. There's one to move it left. You know what I mean? Like there's all that. So there's like an infinite amount of things that could have possibly happened when I move the mouse. You know what I mean? So then, but that's what quantum computing is. So then like, what does that AI look like? You know what I mean? Because now it can suck in.
Because we're at the beginning of AI.
Yeah, this is like baby steps. Like we're doing nothing. Like this is bullshit kind of stuff. Like we're making cool pictures and kind of cool shit. Like Neuralink kind of looks cool and whatever. But like the possibility is that the singularity moment is when the AI, the Neuralink kind of stuff, ties to the quantum computer. Here we go.
That's gun
Right?
seed
We're
when
back.
the people that live on the planet, and then there's that archangel robot people that live in the space stations above Earth that have chosen to get like a Neuralink type thing, and then the entire show is them just fighting each other, and that's what it's gonna be. It's like, Neuralink guy, and am I gonna have to fight you in space?
100%,
Or are
man.
you gonna listen to the fucking Beatles and hang out in Canada? You know, like
Yeah, but yeah, like that's the reality of the AI thing. Like, how far does it take it? You know what I mean? Like, it's like everything we do. Like, we're only built to make more shit. Like, that's whether it's art, whether it's technology, whatever the deal is. It's all we're like this. We have this weird built-in programming that all we should do is make more cool shit and then make that cool shit better. So eventually, like that's gonna happen. And I mean, whether you tie in or not is up to you. Well, maybe not. We'll see. But you know what I mean? Like, who knows? But
Dude, annihilation, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the thing though, right? Is like also I love that idea of like, we're programmed to make things. Like we even think of like we as ourselves are like music producers, and like that's about like producer, like that is the root word of productive or productivity, or we are making products. Like everyone is churning out something, and it's just like this weird. There's no end to that, like, or that's just like a singular thought I had,
it's
but
also like so weird how like intrinsically linked to capitalism we've like made this thing where it's like you could be a fucking dentist. Again, we go back to the dentist. Everyone is creating a product. Is that like when we go back, let's go back to the Stone
Let's
Age
go
theory.
back.
I like it.
When
Here we go,
we
here we
were
go.
just developing language, where we're still not sure, and let's be real here, we're not sure where that came from, but I believe, as many people do, that it was the aliens. But at some point,
Anunnaki.
Ancient alien.
A couple
at some
Anunnakis
point,
kicking around. I like it.
yeah, like our drive for creation is the same drive that makes an animal eat, right? But like what changed and what pivoted to us being like, I want to like make a thing versus just like I need to like get a food. And is that just capitalism? Anyway.
well, that might be agriculture, right? Because
Right. Yeah.
But
the
it
reality-
starts with weapons. Like you need something to eat. So eventually you figure out if you throw a big rock at a, whatever, a boar or whatever the deal is,
Right.
you're like, oh shit, what if I make the rock pointy? Oh shit, what if I
Yeah, what
attach a
if
big
it
stick to it? Now I don't have to
great?
get up close. Like you kind of like it start. I mean, I'm not. I have not. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. But I think
I'm liking
it
saying
started.
yeah,
It started right there. Like it was like, oh shit, like we could do that. Oh shit, we could do that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if we make the rock pointy, now we can stab it. Oh, if you make a big stick, I don't have to get close, and then it doesn't fucking pound me in the face 10 times or whatever. And then it's like, well, if I make a a stick with a thing. Like, look how that did. Bob was fucking pulling on that stick with that rope or that
Bob.
thing, and now this happened or whatever, right? Like, you know what it's like. Like, it's the same as music. Like, you stumble upon things, right? Like, you're sitting around, blah, 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 and all of a sudden you hit the note or whatever. It's like, oh, that was kind of cool. And then you do the thing. Oh, that was kind of cool too. And now you're off to the races. So, like, I feel like it just stems from these moments in time where people, one dude or a couple of dudes sitting around doing their thing, same idea. We're like, well, if we attach a stick and now we got the rope, and now we got this, the arrow. Now we don't have to get anywhere near this stupid thing, and we just shoot it a bunch of times. Now it's dead, and then it's like, well, now it's easier, right? Like, so now you have time to spend making a cool drum or making a cool thing, and now
pottery.
right? It frees up space. Technology just frees up space. If you use it as a tool, it frees up space. If you let it take over your time, it fucks up your life.
100%.
Damn.
That's a
Great way to look at it.
brilliant.
Well, and I think that's like I think my problem and a lot of like creative people's problem right now is just like I don't know if I want to call it like a marketing problem for AI, but it's just sort of like the direction we've gone in is a bit strange to me, because like I think AI is so interesting, and like what you were just talking about like the quantum possibilities of AI is so cool. And for some reason, and I guess the reason is that people can make a quick buck off of it, but for some reason we're using the limited capabilities of AI as it is right now to replace creative people's role in this world. When like people who are, much smarter than us, who are working on like the next, innovations in AI, are working on things that are so much more interesting and are going to change the world in so much more like, like holistic ways, I guess. And right now we're just fucking like making pictures of cats.
Yeah, we're doing
with like prompts and stuff, and it's kind of just like pissing everybody off. And it's like when you do need to like sell people on like the actual like good uses of AI in the near future, everyone's going to be kind of like AI fatigued at some point.
That's a great point.
It's going to like, why, like these have replaced all of our creative work. Like, why should we buy in now?
Yeah.
I don't know. So to me, it's a bit of a marketing problem at the moment. I don't know.
Can I build on what you're saying there?
Please, dude. Yeah.
This one time I was stoned.
One time I was stoned.
I was high as fuck on this couch.
I had some issues in COVID. Everyone did. No, but it's like,
Oh,
no, but it's like so true. It's like.
oh fuck yeah.
Fuck.
No, go for it.
No, it's just like it's like this thing. It's like I guess it's like everyone's worried. Like when we talk about singularity or whatever, like everyone's worried about like becoming redundant. But it's almost like we are creating the redundancy through the application of the technology. So, for example, you're talking about creating like photos of cats. It's like I have a lot of photos of cats on my phone because one of my great joys in life is documenting
photos of cats.
is documenting the life of my cats.
Yeah.
Like so I have a young cat named Dorothy. I also have a cat who passed away in August whose name was Percy. And today I received like a notification on my phone that was like, oh yeah. Honestly,
R.I.P.
poor went out for this guy. Holy
R.I.P.
shit. For real.
Percy.
But it was a photo of Percy from 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, what an incredible memory to have this photo of Percy from 10 years ago when he was a young buck, And I'm documenting the life of these beings which enrich me. And it's like, imagine instead of having a cat, I just sat around all day fucking getting AI to make me photos of cats. Like, not only am I redundant in terms of my documentarian role in the life of an animal, but also there's no fucking cat. Like, the cat is redundant. The cat is fake. Like,
dude.
That's bullshit. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I agree it's a marketing problem, but I think it's also like, thus, like whether it's like chicken or the egg, like I don't know if it's a marketing problem and then it's an application program, or we apply it wrong so then it becomes a marketing program. But either way, we're being fucking pacified. Like it's insane. Whereas we should be applying this shit and then use the time to go out and do something cool or defy society.
100%.
Tell people who made the AI and that are making their millions to fuck themselves because we need some bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first. You're all the time.
I feel like we're rambling.
No, you go ahead.
Give it.
You know what? We're probably going to say the same thing.
Fuck Led Zeppelin.
But no,
Ramble out.
But like practically, there's like a lot of good use cases for AI right now, but also will be a lot of good use cases for it in the very near future and distant future. And it's like it's being used in like like medical I guess in the medical field to like
Yes.
detect certain types of cancer and things, right? Like it's being used in such useful ways.
Yeah, like do that shit with AI. Like,
Yeah, like
don't take
things
my
that,
job.
like, humans and the technology that we have been using aren't able to do. Like that is so cool, right? So it's like when you were saying earlier, like I kind of like AI. I think it's kind of cool. It is.
Yeah,
Like
it's super
yeah.
cool in
it's
one
a-
way, right? If it's used in the right direction, right? Like
It's
that's,
like
how,
anything,
that's what I
yeah.
think of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
and I
it's like a
agree with what you
major
were
break.
saying with the medical thing because it is an incredible. Like it's going to be way better than us because it's looking for 100% imperfection, whereas we can't detect that. So like that is, you know what I mean? Like use it for that cool shit. Like find all these weird things early or whatever the thing is, right? Like do that, but don't draw pictures and don't make music, don't make movies, and
Because we can do that, and we can do
yeah,
it
it's
better.
dumb.
Right.
Yeah,
We
100%.
could do it better. Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
like you feel even like when you go see a big blockbuster movie, there's still something cool about going seeing a movie that you know some dude made. Like you know what I mean? Like even if it's just the $20 and you go show up and you watch it and you don't give it an afterthought, it's still cool to go see that movie.
Yeah, like
You
even
know
if
what I
it
mean,
is
right? Like-
Megalopolis, like
Yeah.
it's still cool.
Yeah, man,
know, I-
100%.
He's getting that digging because Owen's going to the bathroom right now. But and when I say going to the bathroom, I mean the curb. But
He's
Owen loves Megalopolis. But this reminds me of that conversation, dude, that we had when we were driving to Tilsonburg.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys saw this shit or whatever. I don't know who the person is or what the name of the company is because I found it so asinine that I deleted it from my memory. But it was like this guy who created this AI music company, and he's like, oh, like yeah, he said this quote that was like, most people don't even enjoy making music anymore.
Suno,
so-
I think.
Yeah, and so the AI company is removing the burden of needing to make the music, and instead you can just make the music by entering a prompt. And what we were discussing through varying degrees of experience, whether it's just our own relationship to operating AI, or like Owen like is a software engineer and like has had a very intimate relationship with the advent of this technology and the application of it. But it's like this idea that these fucking evil nerds who just want to
yeah.
leech
Yes.
off of us, and now they're
Yes.
infiltrating high profile spaces, as we're observing globally now too.
Yes,
Which is
yes,
another-
yes.
Yes, sir.
But it is
Nerd.
it's inconceivable, regardless of your opinion on the matter, that they have done so. And so the thing is that like it's like, oh fuck, like what am I trying to get at here?
Dude,
It's no. It's just that like basically like whatever, these guys, all they fucking wanted to do was code so that they could figure out a way to make a robot code for them.
Yeah.
So now they're just
Yes.
making the assumption like, oh, we can code a robot to make music for people because we didn't want to code. So we can imagine people
Yeah.
who make music don't even want to make
Yeah.
music.
But they're
Yeah.
also like these tech little nerd idiots. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. Nerds are cool. Nerds are interesting.
Yeah, let's be real.
These-
It's
these little
money
tech-
based.
yeah, these little
it's
tech,
money people.
Tech
greedy
dudes.
little assholes.
Little tech dudes.
They're deeply uncreative, and they have like a deep misunderstanding of like what it means to be a human being, and like I think they like don't understand that things that are worth doing take time and they take struggle, and like they're when you're just erasing the like the process from art, it makes it completely useless, right? It's like
100%.
like what is the point at that point?
and
It's
you're
like
supposed to
like
learn a
learning
lesson somewhere along the
and
way,
making-
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
Like learning instruments, making music, making art, doing anything that's like worthwhile, it takes years of practice
Yeah.
and like sweat and tears and all this stuff. And it's like these guys who are making or who are heading these AI companies, whatever, they have I don't know if they've ever had that urge to like struggle and create and like do things that are like so uniquely human, and it's just so lame and shitty that they're the ones in charge at this point. Fuck them.
It's also upon.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is these guys are only in it for one reason, and that's making 40 million venture capital first seed round. That's the entire point of this whole operation. They don't even understand what they're doing. this is a Rocco's Basilisk phenomenon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rocco's Basilisk, but it's the
Let's
concept
hit
that
me. Hit me
and
with it.
this
I like it. Go ahead and explain it to
I'm
me.
not, bro. I am
Okay.
not familiar.
Hit me with it. Yeah.
Hit me. Explain it to me. I want to know. You got me interested now.
This
Has a
episode's
fancy
on
name. I
Throw
want
it
to know.
down.
Harry Potter 2 meets the fucking mafia, bro. Rocco's Basilisk.
I believe
Is
it was
that an Artemis Fowl novel?
It was a Soviet tech philosopher, I believe. Rocco's Basilisk is the idea that there is going to be an inevitable singularity of AI at some point. And when it becomes omnipresent and able to do anything, it's going to look back on the people that did not accelerate its existence and kill them or torture them in existential infinity, essentially. And so the idea that a lot of people in like the tech space are using as a joke, I mean, obviously the reality is if you say right now in a pitch meeting to investors that you have AI in your products, they're going to give you $10 million.
Yeah.
But in a classical technological philosophical sense, what you can say is, well, I'm merely trying to avoid the conundrum of Rocco's Basilisk. If force is going to be a thing, I can just say that I'm doing this. I just don't want my whole family to be tortured for infinity. essentially.
That's right.
Sorry, how long do you guys have?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
If you,
So
yeah.
there's also a great book that you guys should read called "It's The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect." And
Yeah, I'm
essentially,
going to
it's
message you about that, but I will read the book.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
gotta
a-
check it out. It's really good.
You
Read
tell
it.
me what
It's
that is, and I'll remember
like
it.
the president takes over the world, and then no one can die, but then they're all like condemned to eternity of living in a life that they don't want to live. Like people end up wanting to die. Anyway, AI's fucked.
It's
dude.
like it's like the Thanos snap, dude. It's like the snap, like you know what I mean.
Oh
In a
my
way, like it's
Lord.
it's that.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
it's that weird. It's weird how it sounds, but it's really that. Like the
There is
moment
something
the
truly
moment that
freeing
shit
about
wakes up is creepy. Like to me,
Yeah.
it's like holy fuck, dude. Like where are we here?
Because
Like what have we
really,
done?
all I needed to do is manage our fucking social media, so I don't have to spend so much goddamn time on my phone.
That's really it. Like I want it to take away bullshit stuff from my life. I don't want it to replace the fact that I love playing guitar or drums or whatever my thing is. I don't want to replace any of that shit, but just like do the stupid mundane things that I don't want to do.
Trying to make
Yeah.
Do
trying to
that
make
shit,
reels
man.
and trying to fucking make scheduled Instagram
Fucking
posts.
hell yeah.
and-
Or like read Rocco's Basilisk.
Yeah, you're
And then-
perpetuating Rocco's Basilisk, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Liam's like, how long do you guys have? Because we're about to be tortured in eternity by Rocco's Basilisk. So you better buckle up.
In
I
all
think-
hell, damnation.
I think you should change the name of the next EP to that.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
good.
oh,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Pretty
Oh,
you have to throw a
that's
little
sick.
Easter egg in
Rocco's
there.
Basilisk.
Throw an Easter egg. You got to say that name somewhere in a song in the next like 3 years. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
have a
that's insane.
start of a concept album.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that.
We're clearly fucking obsessed with AI. We spent 25 minutes talking about it.
That's
so
true,
it's
yeah.
just right up our
I'm not
alley.
gonna lie, man. Like I do like as much as I,
I mean,
think
it's
it's
a
I
huge-
think it's a total intrusion. But in the other
Yeah.
sense, I'm like, it'd be really cool if I just talked to something in the wall and it did all the shit I didn't want to do, but it didn't fuck around and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like
No,
Jetsons, but cool. You know what I mean? Like I want it to
Yeah, we need a little like robot, like
yeah, do that shit, man.
housekeeper.
Do that shit. Like dust my shit, put my shit in the laundry, like that type of shit.
Fold my laundry for
Fuck's
sake.
sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Isn't
Yeah.
that the worst?
Automation and its potential to leverage that into our subservience is just sort of like the thin line that we must observe, you know?
All right. Laundry, man.
I just want a
Yeah.
robot to do my laundry.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. If somebody could just fucking do the laundry
I mean, they
Yeah.
got some pretty freaky robots in
Japan.
in Japan, eh?
There's a couple. Oh, dog. So that's the other
Are
side.
those hooked up
That-
to AI and
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it comes to a point. Like, how far do we take this stuff? Like, I mean, people are like addicted to the fact that there's like a super kind of good looking picture of a girl on their phone or a guy or whatever the thing is, and it
Yeah.
talks to them in a text message. Like, people are losing their
Oh, yeah.
minds. It's like, what are you doing? Like,
yikes.
That's not even AI, dude. I'm actually just behind there. I've been texting tons of people.
that's
pretending to be
you. You
a robot.
fucking-
Yeah, it's
you.
crazy, dude.
I mean, it's a lucrative.
it's not. It does
It's
not pay
lucrative.
well. It's mostly through trials. It's crazy.
You got to wait 30 days to get paid at least.
Yeah.
That's unreal. But yeah, AI is in super interesting space at this point, and especially for creatives, it doesn't really matter much. Like, as much as it sucks for like line workers to lose their jobs, but it's like that's what it's meant for. Like that's the idea is like don't do that stuff. Like go find something else cool to do. Yeah, I'm in
The
agreement.
assembly line did the same thing. It's just the natural progress of technology, but it is just funny that they're trying to focus on art, which will never be replicated by a machine.
No, it's too weird.
Yeah,
too
it's
creepy.
definitely the wrong direction. They should take it in a more.
Speak
more
for
of that
yourself, dude. Have you listened to Daft Punk?
Nice, nice, dude.
I don't know. It's just,
You're
That's
not a
funny
fan,
as
not a fan of Daft Punk over here.
Are we going to have that concert? Let's do that.
I was thinking of because they're robot. I don't know. You know what?
I see what you did. You're trying to tie
You're
the
trying to-
robots
okay.
to the AI. I see what you did.
You're trying to merge it in there.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit too in the weeds with the bits that we've been doing for the past hour and a half.
I can't decide what to do with the bit anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how do we bring Led Zeppelin back into
Yeah,
this? dude?
exactly.
Jeez, I don't know.
I don't know. How could we do it?
Has Daft Punk ever sampled Led Zeppelin?
I bet
in
you
any
they
capacity?
did. I bet you they did.
Yeah,
And they kept it on the slide. If you don't report it, they don't know.
True. That's so sick, actually. That's so
I mean,
true.
that's how Zeppelin made their career, right?
Oh,
Hey! Full circle. Did it. Brought it back in.
Fuck yeah.
Boys, I think we'll end it on that note.
Yeah.
Fucking deadly.
We don't want to.
Fucking-
You guys got a jam yet tonight or what?
We already did.
Oh,
already
okay,
did.
yeah.
Some
Sick.
burgers.
we're gonna get some burgers.
Yeah, we got $9.99 burger and fries at Duffy's Tavern around the corner in Toronto. But
Get it?
that deal comes with the purchase of any beer. But you bet your ass that every night of the week they got $4.99 a pint. So there you go. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Dude.
Couple PBRs and burgers for the boys.
There we go, boys.
Let's go.
Cheers, boys. Like, awesome time, man. We'll have you back again. Let us know when you're doing anything. Let us know what we can help you promote. Do whatever you want to do. Let us know. Hell yeah.
Yeah, tour dates memorized. You want to just quickly do our tour dates?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pump
Flash
up,
them up.
pump everything you can pump up right now. Give her.
Okay, lightning round. Okay. Tour dates: Oshawa, April 3rd; Kingston, April 11th; Montreal, April 12th; Ottawa, April 13th; Halifax, April 16th;
Gus's
Charlottetown,
Pub.
April 18th; Waterloo, April 24th; Hamilton, April 25th; Toronto, April 26th; Annihilation Tour, fuck AI. That song's dropping right then, April 10th, and that's about it for us right now, I think.
Tears for Fears for global takeover.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Led Zeppelin, fine.
Everybody wants to run a podcast.
Nice.
That's right. Hell yeah, brothers.
Dumb Crush, boys.
This
It's
was,
been a
this
fucking
was
amazing. It's been great meeting you guys. I've been fucking loving your shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Check
Super
them
good
out
stuff.
on Spotify. Check them out Apple, all over the place. Dumb
Right up here.
Crush.
Check them out. Instagram,
go,
Spotify, YouTube, Substack. Check it all out. Make sure you got it.
DumbCrushBand.com. Let's fucking go, boys.
All
PBR.
right, guys, you guys are epic. We'll talk soon, all right?
All
Cheers,
right.
bros.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Later. Peace. Bye-bye.
Peace.